Anything specific you said. Today we're going to hit a couple of things. We're going to hit MWR Outdoor Rec. We're going to hit Mount Camille Homes and a DPW combined kind of recycling garbage kind of pitch. We're going to talk about some of the problems with water that we're likely to encounter as all this snow melts and the ground is frozen and it's not able to seep off yet. So we'll talk a little bit about that in the updates. Some school board stuff that'll be in the updates as well. And then there'll be some things we'll hit at the end for next month. Do we have any welcomes and farewells to go around to hit before we start? No, not seeing any.
We have a farewell. Ken Williams, this is her last. I'm sorry you were leaving. Wish you well.
All right. Anybody else? Over here.
I can get up. We have Tanya Manning here. She's my co-advisor for 3-6.
All right. Welcome. One more in the back.
This is Miss Beth Allen, our person for 385th.
Okay. Welcome. I'm not seeing any more hands or head nods. No, we're all good. Okay. Well, for those of you who are new, welcome. Again, this is kind of a forum where we put out a lot of information, but at the end, you can always ask questions as well. So with that, let's jump right to the dates to remember. And so you can see them highlighted here in bold, a few of the key events that are going on. Volunteer of the Month ceremony will be in April. The one I'd like to highlight down here, National Take Back Prescription Day. So a lot of people have prescriptions. Sometimes you throw them out in the garbage. Sometimes you flush them down the toilet, none of which are preferred solutions. There is actually a method by which if you've got a bunch of old prescriptions sitting around, you can get them out of the house, get them turned in to professionals who actually dispose of them properly. And that's good. That's good for everything because, as you know, there is some abuse of prescription medicines. And so if we get those out of the house and make sure that they're not available to people, that's a way to do it. Let's go to the next slide. I think we got a bunch of them on here. So I would like to highlight the Volunteer of the Year ceremony and the Man and Woman of the Mountain ceremony on the 1st of May. That was a change. It's not a recent change. That change has been there for a little while now, but that was changed to the 1st of May. We got the Spouse Appreciation Day on the 8th of May. That's shaping up to be a pretty good day. And I'm not sure if we'll mention that specifically a little bit later. Okay, we will. The Boss Mountain Mutter, that'll be the first of 2 mutters that we're going to run. Where's Hal? 2 mutters this year, right?
That's right, sir.
Okay, and that'll be the first. That'll be a good one. We're looking to try and accommodate more people than we did last year. We'll see how that works. I think we're going to phase start that. Does that sound right, Hal?
That's correct.
So that you're going to kind of give blocks of time so that we don't have 600 people all standing there at the same time trying to go out, so it'll be a little smoother start. Then we've got the Soldier Show coming in on the 21st of May. We got the Asian Pacific American Heritage Month that month, and we've got the USO and the Sesame Street deal for families. I understand there's 4 iterations of that now. So there was some knife fighting and elbow throwing in there as people were trying to get in and make sure they got a ticket, and we think we've got enough of those now for everybody to get in. So that should be a good event as well. Okay, next slide, please. As we go into June, again, I love June. Why do I love June? Because we have Riverfest and Mountain Fest. It's a great time. That kind of 2-week period is designed to be kind of a low activity period here in the division, and there's a lot of opportunities for soldiers and families to get out and do things. There's a lot of events going on. We're going to have some whitewater rafting going on during that time, something we didn't do last year. Again, Riverfest, they've got boat rides, Humboldt Castle tours, there's food up there. It's a great day. And then Mountain Fest week, there's a number of things that go on during that week, to include the Remembrance Ceremony, which is a big event, the Salute to the Nation, which is another big event, the concert, yet to be announced who's going to be there. That's always kind of a secret, tell a little later in the year, but they're working on that. And then, of course, the fireworks on the 25th also. Okay, next slide. That's it for the dates to remember. We'll turn it over for tick season. All yours.
Sir, thank you. And thank you all for having me. My name is Major Pastel with.
all
And
good.
I'd like to start out with the fact that spring is in the air. We all know that, I hope. One day it will come. And with that in mind, we have potential for Lyme disease. So go ahead and, so for this condition, it is, as we all know, much more common these days than it has been in the past. And we think that's related to changes in climate. It is one of the most common conditions reported. It is a reportable condition, and it is the most common vector-borne reportable disease that is reported to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The infection itself is caused by a bacteria that is commonly transmitted by deer ticks. There are other modes of transmission, other mammals that can carry the tick besides deer. So that is also one thing to consider as well. One thing as well, the next point there, that these ticks must be embedded in the body or on the body for several hours. And most studies suggest that at least 30 hours. So really, I guess a better way of thinking about it, at least a day, these ticks have to be transmitted or attached to the body to transmit the infection that does cause Lyme disease. And as we all know, if left untreated, certainly can cause some long-term issues and many different organ systems that it can manifest itself in. And as we all know too, antibiotics can be very helpful to treat this condition. So next slide, please. As we all eyes gravitate to the graph here, even though it has been a long winter here, this summertime certainly much more common to have this condition present itself in July timeframe, much more common than even in early as May. The main thing, and this is my most important slide I'd like to present to you this morning, is prevention. The first point there, really checking and removing ticks after outdoor activities. And from a prevention standpoint, that's the one thing I'd really like to have that be considered today. The one thing you remember from my discussion is checking for and removing ticks after outdoor activities. Checking for any children and family members on a routine basis after outdoor activities. Bathing, there's been some evidence to suggest that's a very helpful process. So perhaps just the fact of taking off the clothes and bathing, having a better look at sites that you may not have seen otherwise, has been very helpful in Connecticut. And so 2 studies have been completed there in Connecticut where Lyme disease is very prevalent. Wearing protective clothing, so wearing we have soldiers, of course, we have a treated uniform, but wearing it correctly has been very helpful. Well, for civilians as well, wearing pants, wearing long sleeve shirts is also a significant way of preventing Lyme disease. And avoiding areas, using tick repellent, I think that's going to be key as well. So deep on any exposed skin, and then permethrin treated uniform, I think, for me to treated clothing. But if the one word is that deep on any exposed skin has been very safe and also efficacious for prevention of this condition. The next point really is kind of difficult up here to avoid this condition in that a lot of this is what we call peri-domestic. A lot of this is right around the home. So we don't want you to not be outside and have children not be active for fear of this condition. It's important to be active. So at the same time, I think if we highlight the fact of checking for removing ticks, bathing after outdoor activity, we can allow for safe outdoor activities, safe activities this summertime. Proper removal of tick, we could probably talk 30 minutes on that, but there are a lot of issues where people try to burn the tick, people try and put Vaseline and oil on the tick, really grasping the tick from its pincher mouth parts and pulling upwards is by far the safest way of preventing getting the tick off of your body. Next slide, please. Just a real quick discussion here. There's the main takeaway here. There are many stages, many different organ systems that can be seen. But the first main takeaway here, a red expanding rash, that's pretty, with a central clearing, pretty rare to see but pretty indicative of Lyme disease. The next stage, early disseminated, many different facets here involved, many different organ systems, including the heart. And then late disease can cause some chronic neurologic problems, as well as some arthritis that has been described more commonly these days. Next slide. The main takeaway I'd like to mention here is that the antibiotics, unlike azithromycin or Z-Pak, a nice 5-day course, these antibiotics do require up to really 14 to 21 days in most cases. So we know it's difficult to take medications on a daily basis, but for this condition, for prevention of long-term complications, adherence to the medication that is prescribed is essential. That is my main takeaways. The main thing I want to think about is prevention. It is going to come. Spring and summer will come. We all hope. Along with that, be active outside, but at the same time, practice proper precautions. Thank you.
Was there? Did you have a question?
I did,
Let's-
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
A couple of years ago, in a different Lyme disease briefing, there was these little identification cards.
Yes.
Is it possible to get any of those to give to families? Because it was like the difference between a deer tick and the other one. And
Yes, I can certainly provide those. On the way
Okay.
here, I was like, I forgot my cards.
Okay.
So I will provide that. I can provide that to the division surgeon and disseminate it out to the different.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. Sorry.
What is it back?
Oh, sorry.
Aside from Lyme, are there other co-infections that are common in this area, like Babesia, Bartonella, or Ehrlichia, or Mycoplasma?
That's a very good point. So, very other more common conditions that are becoming more common in the region as well. So we did have a case of Ehrlichia this year, and Anaplasma. So it is certainly, along with ticks, with Lyme disease, there'll come other issues.
Can you put those in English for us?
So, right, I wish I could. There's really no really neat Lyme disease type picture or type word besides Ehrlichia, but I guess the main takeaway is very much common to have other co-infections with Lyme disease. And so it's important, I think, that if you can, if you think of your child, for instance, use this as an example. So your child, you didn't think about, checking for Lyme disease or checking for the tick, and then you find a tick, and it could have been a couple of days the tick was attached. I think really it is important to see your primary doctor to get that looked at, to go down to Medac and get that looked at, because there are other conditions, and those conditions, even though they're rare, can have, as just as Lyme disease, having significant manifestations.
When I was at a different post, ATG, when we had a tick that we thought was, we could bring the tick in to get tested, is there a place on the post here that is an option?
Yes, ma'am, and we do go through Aberdeen Proving Grounds or go down to Public Health Command to send those ticks. The main thing I would like to have you consider, though, is that there's been, it's very helpful for looking at the prevalence, look how common this condition is. If you bring the tick in, that tick can be tested for the condition, for Lyme disease, and for Ehrlichia and for the other conditions that can come along with ticks. At the same time, though, this is a clinical diagnosis, and so clinically, if the provider that you're seeing recommends treatment, or from a prevention standpoint, a prophylaxis of Lyme disease, it would be important, in my opinion, to get that treatment, as opposed to waiting several weeks for that tick result to come back from Public Health Command down in Maryland.
Awesome point.
It's not just us humans that can be affected by Lyme disease. So I got a dog I hunt with. We got ticks on him last year. We didn't get him off until we found him as big ticks. And he showed no signs of any Lyme disease until about a month ago when I couldn't get him out of his kennel. Just very, very malaise, like wouldn't move. And so it's not just us we need to worry about, it's our pets as well. So if you find ticks on your pets, you can take them to the vet and test for the antibodies and see if they've got it. Pretty much same treatment, doxycycline, and then follow up with injections for them. So just a reminder that it's not just us, it's also our pets.
Good morning, my name's Donna Morris, I'm with Family at MWR, and we have a really active spring and summer activities planned for you. First, I want to remind you that we are going to have an Easter brunch here on the 20th. There are 2 seatings, 11 and 1:30, so you can call and make your reservations. I hope you'll see you here. First one is Family and MWR's Military Spouses Appreciation Day. This year's theme is Spouse Strong, Army Strong. In a collaboration with ACS and CRD, Community Recreation Division, Monty, Atkins Facility, and the Bowling Center, we have a whole day of activities planned. It'll be Zumba classes, it'll be spin classes, it'll be equipment orientation, and that will be both at Atkins Facility and at Monty, with a free lunch provided by the Bowling Center. And if the weather's nice, it'll be outside of the pavilion, otherwise it'll be indoors. And the slide, what I'd like you to take away from this slide too, other than we hope to see everyone there and come and enjoy our facilities and learn about some new fit activities that you can do, is there will be childcare provided, and it will be at Monty. All the rules regarding how to get that childcare is on this slide, and it should be in your packets. Before I get to Sesame Street, I wanted to mention the Soldier Show, which will be the 21st of May, held at McGrath Gym at 1800. And important to note is that we do have a 10th Mountain Division soldier performing, Sergeant Harrison Scurry from 1st Brigade. So please come out and support our soldiers. We also have a logistics soldier that's going to be working with Soldier Show this year, and that's Sergeant Carter. Sesame Street, USO Military Experience. We moved it to McGrath because we can hold so many more people. We have 4 shows, as the Colonel said. The first one is on Friday, the 30th of May, starts at 2 o'clock. The shows are 45 minutes, and then we'll have an evening one at 1800. And then following day, Saturday, the 31st, there'll be a show at noon and at 1500. They're free. Please come out and join. It's a great show for the kids. Mountain Runner, the Colonel did mention this, and we are going to have the first one on the 15th of May. It will start at Monty. There will be three waves, so we aren't all bottlenecked up. First one is at 7:07, 10:30 and, 8:30 and 10 o'clock. It's $15. That includes a goodie bag for you. Please come out and join us. It's a ton of fun and get to play in the mud for a while. The next one will be September 4th. Next slide. This is just highlights all of the June events that we have planned for Mountain Fest. And one of the things I want to focus in on the Mountain Fest, other than we have a whole month full of activities, starting on the 11th of June, we'll do whitewater rafting. Then we'll run into our sporting events starting the 16th through the 18th of June, followed by Riverfest, and I'll get into more details on Riverfest in the next slide. And then we will have some sporting finals on the 23rd and 24th of May. What I brought with me today is the application for the FRGs that would like to sell refreshments, beverages and refreshments at the sporting goods. The applications are out front on the desk, or you can get the application at our MWR website, which is www.drummwr.com. If you have any questions, Rita Grant is your point of contact, or you can stop me afterwards and I'll try to assist you. But the deadlines and the availability of different sporting events are listed in that application. Next slide. Riverfest, 19th of June in Alexander Bay. The tickets will go on sale through the units on the 28th of April, and will be available through the units till the 2nd of June. And after that, you'll be able to purchase them at Parks and Recreation and also at Clark Hall CYS service window. We do have timed boats starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. They run every hour and a half, so it'll be 9, 10:30, noon, and 1:30. But we also will have some overflow tickets. So if you're not sure which one you want to take, and a certain boat time is already sold out, you can buy an overflow ticket and get in line, and a lot of times there's always availability on the boats. And we will run boats until everyone has gotten on the boats. This is our partnership with AUSA. They will be providing a free lunch at the Alexander Bay Village Pavilion. And it will also include a stop at Boat Castle, which is all included in your ticket. It's $15 for adults and $5 for children ages 6 to 12 years of age. And there is transportation from the installation. It will leave from McGrath Gym, and the first bus will leave at 7:30 in the morning, and they will run until they will depart from Fort Drum leading up till noon, and then they will start retreating back to Fort Drum in the afternoon. Next slide, please. This is just an overview of Riverfest. You can see that in the far left-hand corner, that is the pavilion, which sits right on the St. Lawrence River. There's also a children's playground there, so and a beach. So bring your, it will be warm by then. So bring your beach attire and jump in. There is lifeguards there too. So you know that. But you will find your way through the village down to Uncle Sam Boat Tours, where MWR will have a carnival area with children's jump houses and music and all sorts of displays. So please join us, and that's where you'll catch your boat to go out to Boat Castle. Next slide, please. This is just an overview of all the activities that we have for Mountain Fest, the sporting events, starting on, like I said, the 11th of June, running through. Each day has a different sporting event going on. Includes the Mountain Fest, the River Fest leading up to Mountain Fest. MWR will be there with our food and beverage, with our Adventure Quest area, our children's YS activities, along with the concert, and hopefully we'll be making that announcement very soon. That will follow, the concert will follow the Salute to the Nation at 1800, and then we'll close the day out with fireworks at 9:34 to 10. One other event that did not make the slide, we will be celebrating the Army's birthday here on the 13th of June at the Winter Circle at 1600 with a cake cutting and with some free food and beverages. So hope you can come out and join us for that celebration too. And that's all I have. Any questions for me?
You mentioned that the Sesame Street event has changed locations. Where is that at?
It's at McGrath Gym, McGrath, because it's larger, we'll be able to accommodate more.
I just wanted you to be aware that the South Strong Armstrong, that's a half day for Carthage schools, just to let you know. That's what I have in my calendar.
Well, we do have both morning and afternoon, so hopefully those that can't make the afternoon can join us in the morning. Thank you. Any other questions? Go ahead. No, she will not be. Kate, the character Kate, who represents military, who talks about military children and their experiences, will be the key character. Elmo will be here too. Any other questions? I'll be followed by Gene Spencer.
Good morning. My name is Gene Spencer. I got the very fortunate job of running the Outdoor Recreation Center. That also includes the Auto Craft Center and Remington Parks and Pavilions. I have an information table set out just outside the door. It's all the flyers and information with a lot more specificity on each of those programs that we'll offer clear up through June. So make sure you grab one of those on your way out. The main thing I want to focus on here is all the great things that we have down there. So there is no spring in the North Country. We've had a phenomenal winter. I really hate to see it go because this is one of the best in recent years. But we are transitioning. We are transitioning. And we're getting out all that summer equipment that you guys like to go out and enjoy many great things that they have here in the North Country. We're located over on Iraqi Freedom Drive. It's kind of a complex. It's adjacent to the 80s Car Care Center and the Auto Craft Center. Here in about 2 weeks, you won't miss it because you'll see all kinds of pontoon boats, campers, inflatables, and all kinds of things like that outside. So you won't be able to drive by without seeing the great things we have. Some of the pictures and stuff is just a little bit of what the equipment is. We have pontoon boats, fishing boats, kayaks, canoes. We do require you to come down and go through a certification. The main thing I want to achieve there is to make sure that everybody is familiar with the New York State waters, which is large in volume up here, because you will be challenged and questioned by some of the law enforcement when you get off the installations. We want to keep you safe. So come down and see us, and we'll run you through those certification courses so that you can go out and enjoy all the waters that they have here in the North Country. The campers I have available at Remington Park, and I also have them available for you to rent. They're small, they have slides, they have all the amenities that you'd want in a recreational travel vehicle. You can tow them with minivans, or you can tow them with small SUVs if you're interested in doing such. Come down and see us. We'll go through your vehicle and also ensure that that thing is safe so that you pull out of our parking lot, you won't have any troubles while you're out and about in the state campgrounds here in the North Country. The leisure travel center that I have, that ties in with the buses. As an example, today we are transporting all the single soldiers to Clayton, but we also do trips and stuff all over the North Country. We've got one coming up in May for Niagara Falls. This Saturday we also go to Turning Stone Casino. It's a $25 fee. With that, you'll get a $25 certificate to go gamble, and you also get a $5 meal ticket. So those are just some of the examples that we can do with our leisure travel center. Mark also has some great connections throughout the country, even overseas, to do cruises. He can tie into your travel arrangements if you need air. He can work with local aviation to get you set up for that. He can buy you Disney tickets. It takes right now about 14 to 18 days to get those tickets back to go to Disney World in Florida and or in California, just as an example. Next slide, please. There's the whitewater rafting, the ATVs, and we had paintball. That's a picture of the beach area that we have down at Remington Park, which will open up in May. The whitewater rafting, if you want some really intense rafting, May is the time to try to get on those boats. You'll come down to Parks and Rec. You'll meet us down there about 7:30 in the morning. Tom from Whitewater Challengers is a great guy. He'll do whatever you guys want to do. 214's working with us right now to try to do an entire battalion and a 2-day event to go down there. So that's just an example. If you're interested in coming over and doing that, we'll train you. We'll get you the right flotation gear. We'll put you on our buses. We'll take you down there. We'll put you in the raft. We'll excite you for about 6 hours, and then we'll put you back on the bus and bring you back here to Fort Drum. If you want to do a barbecue or something of that nature, we can also tie that in either down there in his land, which is at the bottom end down by Brownville, or we can come back and do it there at Fort Drum Outdoor Rec. The paintball, we have a field ball system, we have wood ball, and we have what they call speed ball. The soldiers love it. They'll come down there. I got enough equipment, paintball type, to outfit a rifle company, so that's quite a bit of stuff. We also have airfield stations, and we can also work on the soldiers' personally owned type paintball markers. So they can come down and see us, and we can work on with that. The great thing about all this equipment is it's all mobile. We can bring it to your motor pools. I'll talk a little bit about parties and battalion org days and Easter events. We've got 3 Easter events scheduled here in the next 2 or 3 weeks with organizations that we're doing right there at Outdoor Rec. The ATVs, we're getting ready to put the snowmobiles away. Over 9,000 safe miles this year, combined with all the sleds we have. And we're getting ready to transition to the all-terrain vehicles. There's a safety requirement for you to go through for that as well. It doesn't take long. It's actually all riding, so it's enjoyable. And then we can load the equipment up and we can take you out to multiple places here in the North Country and go out and enjoy those. If you have your own, you're welcome to bring those and go along with us and ride. Next slide. There's the the cabins that we have down at Remington Park. We're building more. Mr. Greer is continuing to push forward and develop that area down there. It's a magnificent park from what it once was when I first arrived here in the late 80s. So it's got some great entertaining things to do through the spring and the summer months. There's our hours of operation that's at the bottom right. We'll be transitioning into our normal business hours 1 May, so we'll be open through the weekend. It really worked well this winter. We didn't open up for business because it just didn't seem to have the demand. So what that did was allow me the opportunity to put employees and take more soldiers and family members out ice fishing or snowmobiling. So we'll transition back to those normal hours come 1 May. Next slide. This is not new. We didn't get a lot of participation last year. We want to re-energize this. This is a great opportunity to get out and do things here, either on the recreational trails on the installation, or we can load in a van and go anywhere in the Adirondacks or local like Wolf Lake and go out and do hikes. If you've got children, we can schedule the trail system so that you can take your stroller or your dogs. We make it a family event. We're all about having fun. If you want to get into some more intense hikes, we will go up and do the high peaks in the eastern part of the Adirondack Park. $10 is about all we charge. We'll load in vans. We'll go up there and spend the day. If you want to expand on that, we have in the past done a couple overnight deals and tapped on some of the higher peaks that's in the park there, made the arrangements, took care of the lodging, and then we have transportation pick us up at the end and bring us back here to Fort Drum. It's a great venue because you get to see all the different things from Fort Drum, for example, clear into the high peaks up around Lake Placid. So you'll see Tupper Lake, Saranac Lake, and all the different venues and stuff that they have to offer there as well. We're going to hold a meeting. We'll do it over at Outdoor Rec. It'll be on a Friday. I think it starts at 1700. I think it's in your information package there. And what we'll do is we'll have a static display for everybody to see the kind of equipment that you'll need to get. It's not expensive, but we want you guys to make sure that you have everything you need when we go out and plan these trips with you guys. So come over there, meet us that day, and if you have any other issue or programming that you'd like to schedule with us, give us a call. My number's in your package. We'll sit down. We'll do the Easter egg hunts. The battalion order days, I know one question will come up is what do we get for free for our orders? I don't like to specify what that is, and the reason being is each unit is different. They have their own personality. They have their own concept of what they'd like to do for that event. So get a hold of me. We'll sit down. If it's anything unique, which I don't think they can throw anything that way anymore because we've done some pretty unique things, we'll put it together. And if it gets into a hard to do, I'll get a hold of Mr. Greer and he'll support you, I assure you. So with that, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you ever do hikes up on Hog Mountain?
Yes, we do. Yep. We do Cranberry. Wolf Lake is a local, nice, easy trail to go out if you're a novice and want to get into that. So, any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Is Dirty Harry's open yet?
Dirty Harry's unfortunately received battle wounds from the winter. It's currently being fixed. The contractor showed up this morning, and they anticipate completion of that fix mid-May is what we're hoping for, if not sooner. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a fee for the whitewater rafting for first?
No, ma'am.
It's all free?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say thank you for helping with 215's Easter egg hunt that's coming up. So.
Thank you very much. That's why we're here. Any others?
Hey, I just want to add one thing on the whitewater rafting. It's a hoot, and if you think, oh, May, it's too early, they give you wetsuits. I went, it was 39 degrees the day I went whitewater rafting. We were the first one of the year, and it was a blast. You stay plenty warm in the wetsuit. It's a lot of fun. So even if you think it's a little early, I encourage you to go anyhow.
Don't be afraid.
Good morning, I'm Megan Klausner with Fort Drum Mountain Community Homes. I hate following something as fun as Jean's presentation. I need to talk to you about recycling and trash removal. So, FortDrumRecycles.com, everything you ever wanted to know about recycling on Fort Drum and more. It's a great site. Go there. It will be plugged throughout this presentation. Right? Right. Okay, next slide. So, Mountain Community Homes, we make it easy for residents to recycle. Every resident gets a recycling container. Huge. All recycling can be commingled, so just no need to sort and separate. Throw it all in, and Waste Management will come on your recycling day and pick it up. That easy. Next slide. So the guide on what goes where, you know, pizza boxes, you know, can I, whatever, it's all on our website. All residents are given it at move-in. It also has a schedule, because it is a little confusing depending on what side of the street you live on. All that's on our website, so go there for more information. Next one. So if it's not standard recycling material or trash, but more unique or hazardous waste material, no worries there. Fort Drum offers household hazardous waste disposal free of charge, and you do that at the hazardous waste storage facility on Fort Drum. Next slide. And if you have electronic waste, old computers, fax machines, printers, whatever, you can recycle that as well at a different place located on Fort Drum, again for free, and that's at the solid waste transfer station. And don't worry, I have maps where they are both located, because you probably don't go there every day. And if you have pharmaceutical, you can also take those to Guthrie to recycle. Okay, next slide. And then bulk waste. So if you can't recycle it, it doesn't fit in your trash toter, but you have a couch or something to get rid of, how do you get rid of it? Very easy, call your community center for a very small fee. We'll call waste management, and on your trash day, you drag out whatever junk you have, and they will pick it up for you. And then you pay for that. It's $8 per cubic yard, 3 by 3 by 3. So very easy. If you're really ambitious, if you want to haul it to the Jefferson County Transfer Station on Route 12, you certainly can do that. I don't think you'll save much money. You might not save any money. So either way, those are two options. So next slide. I think I'm going to turn this over to my partner in crime.
I'm Heather Wagner. I'm a representative from PW, Public Works, for the Fort Drum Net Zero Waste team. We have a lot of questions about what is illegal dumping. Basically, nothing can go in Fort Drum dumpsters unless that's your place of, it's generated at the place of work. So what can't go in there? Trash from off-post, from Mountain Community Homes residents, from any personal trash can't go in our dumpsters. We separate all our trash. Mountain Community Homes trash is handled by Waste Management, and Fort Drum trash is handled by the Public Works solid waste team. So there's lots of different things you can recycle. I'm not going to go over all of them. If you have any questions, go to that fortdrumrecycles.com website or click on that Contact Us button. We're more than willing to talk recycling. We probably will talk more recycling than you'd ever want to know. And click to the next slide. So like I said, all that information that we offer is right there on fortdrumrecycles.com. It's recycling information for the entire Fort Drum community and off-post community. So we'll send you, if you live off-post and have questions with your hauler, your private hauler, you can go to northcountryrecycling.org, and that link is also on the fortdrumrecycles.com website. And we do have a Facebook status. If you have immediate questions, those questions are answered in a 24-hour period. Thank you. Oh, and I handed out bags to everyone. I'm really loud, so I forget there's a microphone sometimes. Mountain Community Home residents can't recycle plastic film bags. Because Waste Management being single stream, you can dump everything in your recycle toter, don't have to separate it. You're kind of the gold standard of recycling right now in the recycling world. Unfortunately, plastic bags contaminate that process. So what I handed out today in that little pouch is a full-on bag that can go through your wash. It can hold up to 2 gallons of milk. So it handles about 40 pounds. If you stick meat and things in it, you can send it right through your wash, because I know that's a big concern for people that have canvas or reusable bags. And you can hold it right back in that pouch, and they clip together with their little carabiners, so they're less forgettable than the big canvas totes that sometimes sit in the back of my car. Of course. Thanks, guys. Any questions?
I actually have a question for Megan.
Yes, ma'am.
Have the post-wide yard sale dates been scheduled yet?
Yes. Do I know them? No.
No worries.
But we will get that information out on our Facebook page. It will be in June this year, so a little earlier.
Any other questions?
So let's go around the horn.
Morning, I'm Kathy Ferrand from Armed Community Service, and April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and part of our recognition of April being Child Abuse Prevention Month, we have scheduled here at the Commons on Tuesday night a family night that focuses on building strong families through family fun. Our special guests that will be here for that evening are the princess from Frozen and Spider-Man. So please bring the children out. We also have Johnny Sposano that will be here. Again, this year we've got some of the kids that have done artwork to recognize what strong families mean to them. So we're hoping that we get a good participation like we did last year, and we're going to have a lot of fun, so come and join us. Tuesday night, 5 to 7, here at the Commons. Thank you.
Come celebrate Easter with us at the chapels. In addition to the regularly scheduled services, we also will have Easter sunrise service, 7 a.m. at Riva Ridge Chapel. And also looking forward to host the community again, second Tuesday in May, community luncheon. Join us.
Good morning, Karen Sikorica with Child, Youth, and School Services. We're items 12 to 14 in the Clif Notes. One change under the Youth Center, item number 14, the town hall meeting for the teens has been changed to the 22nd of April. That was also in the dates to remember. So it's changed from 8 April to 22 April at the Youth Center. Thank you.
Good morning, Terry Spencer, School Liaison Services. I just wanted to bring your attention to number 7, Cliff Notes. Don't forget to go out and vote in May for the school elections and for your school board, your school budget. You do not have to file your income taxes in New York State. You do not have to own property in New York State. You don't even have to have children going to school in that district in order to vote. You just have to be 18 years old. Okay, so please make sure that you go out and vote. The vote is May 20th, and don't miss it.
Good morning, I'm Patty Muster from the commissary. On your Clif Notes number 6, starting April 8th, our hours are changing from 9 to 7. That's going to be open. Currently we're open 8:30 to 6:30. We are going to change, and they'll no longer be summer and spring hours. We're going to go 9 to 7 right across the board until a little change of some sort. Thank you.
Good morning. Under number 18 in the Clif Notes, you'll see National Prescription Drug Take Back Day. This actually isn't a MedAC event. It's in coordination with MedAC. It's our Army Substance Abuse putting this on. And what it allows you to do on the 26th of April, which is a Saturday from 10 to 2, is turn in any of your unused prescriptions. And that avoids, obviously, making sure we don't harm the environment or the wrong person gets a hold of that type of thing. You can also do that any day of the week, I believe, in the pharmacy. But this just offers those folks that can't get there to do this on a weekend. That's all.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bayman from Public Works. I just been asked to point out, we've had over 200 inches of snow this year. It's starting to melt, and it always comes with a little rain on top of that. So if you live off post or you rent a house off post, chances are you're going to get a wet basement. And this is the time of year to make sure your sump pumps are working. So in the Clif Notes, there should be a link to a Facebook thing, with a flyer that I put together about checking your basements and your drainage systems to make sure that they're working properly, because you don't want to flood a basement. You don't want your goods damaged that are stored down there. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'm in the Clif Notes.
Good morning, I'm Tracy Becky Stevens, MedAC, and I just wanted to let you all know about the provider shortage that we may experience from April through August. In our summer months, as our heavy rotations for our providers PCS and our new providers coming in, so it takes time for them to get oriented and everything. So no worries, don't fret. You do have a PCMH team that can handle all of the providers that are leaving and all of their patients. And the alternate means of communicating is still available through Relay Health and the T-Con. So if your provider is gone or TDY, someone on that team will monitor their T-Cons and respond to your request. I want to also make sure that you update and keep your mailing address current, because if your PCM changes, HealthNet will send you something in the mail telling you about your PCM change and letting you know who your new PCM is. And if you have any questions about your PCM, or you want to change it, or if you need an assistance, TRICARE is always available at the 877-874-2273 number, or you can go to www.hnfs.com. And this information is also available on this flyer, which I believe is in the advertisements. It's in heavy rotation. That's it.
Hi, Pleasant Halston, speaking on behalf of the parents and parent team. I just wanted to call special attention to the Tommy Story event on May 3rd. Space is limited, but the tickets are free. So if you're interested, if you could just pass those the date along to your families in your battalion, that would be great. They can just email Allison Fisher to RSVP. And then also, I don't think it's in the notes, but we will be finished on June 8th. So if you would like for us to come out to any meetings just before June 8th, would be great. Thanks.
Good morning, I'm Julie Carpenter, Fort Mill Public Affairs. I wore yellow so you could see me in the woods over here. I just want to do a quick plug for our Facebook page. This is PCS season, so we have lots of new folks coming in, and maybe they're a little intimidated. They don't know who to talk to about what's going on. Facebook is perfect for that. Send them there. It's the only 10th Mountain Division page out there with more than 20,000 friends or likes or whatever it's called. That you know you have the right one if you're at 20,000 plus. Click on that, and then it's a way where your new people don't really have to put themselves out there if they're not comfortable with yet, and get the information that they need. Also, the Mountaineer comes out every Thursday. I always say it's not your typical Post newspaper. It is above and beyond, and we put quality information in there. We don't print it if it's not worth your time. So Thursdays, please pick up the Post newspaper and let your folks know too. This summer it's the best time to be in northern New York. It's the time that we get through all of this cruddy stuff, so we can hike and kayak and enjoy all the fresh water. So if people know to go out and do that and know they talk to Gene and they get the stuff they need, it can be a great place, and it makes it much easier to get through the winter. So if you could help me get the word out to everybody who looks to you for that sort of information, I much appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Hi, I'm Karen Clark with the USO Fort Drum, and it is Volunteer Appreciation Month. So if you come by the USO, please pat our volunteers on the back and tell them how much you appreciate them. We could not exist without our volunteers, so we are very, very thankful. Coming up later this month, April 26th, is the Warrior Run. It is at Labrador Mountain Ski Resort, so if you have not registered, there's still time. You can do that online. More information is on our Facebook page if you want more information about that. We have a really neat event. I know the Spouses Day is coming up, which is awesome. It's going to be great. But for those people who are getting ready to be married, we have a unique donation. We're going to do a little small say yes to the wedding dress. We got a few wedding dresses donated, and we are going to be doing an event where we give out these wedding dresses to people who are marrying in the military. So watch our Facebook page for more information about that. But we're May 7th is kind of the first day of the event that people will have to register for. So it's going to be early May. Watch that if you know anybody who's getting married in the near future to a military person. Let me see. May 9th is our USO Big Band Bash. So if you like to twist and shout and do the pony and wear go-go boots and all that sort of stuff. I know you brought your money today for the food festival tickets. But there are tickets available. I have them if you need to get tickets from me at another time, because I know today is the priority. Their event is first, so spend your money there, and then you can come see me about the Band Bash tickets later. We do have a new volunteer coordinator at the USO. His name is Josh. He's wonderful, but he is new. So if you are looking at coming to orientation or whatnot, please be patient and kind. He's wonderful, but he is new. So, work with them along those lines. And then, this is like drum roll big news. The USO will be looking for a new programs manager. Carrie Tate Meyer is not going to work at the USO anymore. She has put in her resignation, so we'll be putting a help wanted sign up soon. I'm looking for a new programs manager. And I know it was a shock to me, and I'm sure it's a shock to you. She's been wonderful. We will definitely miss her. She's staying in the community. She is just going to be going on to do other things. Her soldiers deploying, and she's really going to take an active role with her family. So I just wanted to put that out there. We will be seeking a new member of our team. Thanks so much, guys.
Hi, I'm Lori from BSF, and we are picking up our tickets today. However, if you missed out picking up a packet at the last Clif, you can come and sign out a packet until Wednesday. We are also asking you to make some brownies for our dessert table, and we are picking our winner for our 2 free tickets.
Drum roll again. And the winner is...
Tanya Dockery wins 2 free adult tickets to IFM.
Okay, slide please. Any other questions? Anything anybody needs to know, concerns, issues? Anything from anybody? We have a Facebook one?
We did have one Facebook query as to not having the town halls anymore, and people were interested in having more open forum. They thought those weren't really well advertised, but when they did come, they really enjoyed having that face-to-face time with people, and wanted to know at least could we have video streaming again, maybe what the forum would be for that. So that was their concern.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate the question. My perspective, having been here now almost 2 years, was they weren't well attended. In fact, very rarely did I have more than 4 or 5 people that I didn't make be there. And some of those people I made be there were really kind and asked questions, kind of made it seem like they didn't have to be there, which was really nice. But I do agree, I appreciate the face-to-face. So regarding the what do you call it, streaming?
Video streaming.
Video, is this video streaming?
This is just audio.
This is just audio. Are we ever going to get the video fixed, do we know? It's a throughput bandwidth issue right now?
Yes.
Okay.
There was some talk about it. There was a working group, and this was decided upon as the way forward. So.
Okay.
So we're gonna work some colors. I mean, we're gonna have to throw some money at the problem.
Yeah.
But I think that there is a way to get there. We just haven't decided what the way is. But I believe that.
So the answer to that is right now we have no plan to go back to doing the town halls, the DITHMs, because they were low attended. I understand that this particular person felt it was because of not very good advertising. I don't know how else we can advertise it. That's the dilemma. Some of you have been here for a while, have heard me say that before. We put it out at every venue that we can think of to put it out, and there's still people who don't get it, and you know, a lot of things get overcome by events. So hey, town hall, great, I'm going to write that on my calendar, and then I forget to look at my calendar, I get busy. So the intent is to use this for that and to have the streaming and the Facebook there. We'll try and get the video piece fixed so you can kind of see what's going on. As I recall, we've got the ability to upload the slides and the roll deck right on there so you can see what was the information that was presented. So in the interim, that's going to be our solution for how we do that. I'm always open to ideas. It's all about getting the information out in the community and getting issues that people have from the community. So
It might be a good place to mention ice. We don't have to wait for a quarter event.
well, and that's good for everybody also. So we've got a number of different venues by which you can bring it up. If you got a particular issue with a particular organization, you can go address it directly. You know, hey, Gene, how come you charge me, you know, $29 for a bouncy house when they got it for free? I don't know what you charge for bouncy house. But so you can go address it directly with the organization, or you can use ICE. You can use Open Door, depending on what organization it is. I have an Open Door. You can come and see me anytime you want, and that goes for all of you. I've also got email, and you can ambush me in the commissary of the PX along the side of the road. I actually had one person try and drive me off the road one time. I'm always available for anybody for anything. But we do have other venues, and the ICE system, Interactive Customer Evaluation, is another good way by which people can raise issues up and get them into us. Anybody else? Question or comment? Yes?
I'm on the dates to remember, 13 June, Fort Drum graduation recognition ceremony. What is that?
That is the, I don't want to say local because it's actually not local, but it's all the colleges that, that are here. So they've done like a consolidated recognition date. I don't remember how many it was. Last year it was like a half a dozen or more of the different colleges that people can take for night classes, and they do kind of a consolidated graduation ceremony where they walk across the stage and get their little degree and you flip your Tesla and all that kind of stuff. Anybody else?
Is there going to be a motorcycle ride to kick off Memorial Day weekend this year? The Mountain Thunder or whatever
I'm not aware of one right now. That doesn't mean there isn't, but I'm not aware of one, of any specific one. I know last year there was talk about doing a motorcycle ride, like kind of in conjunction with Safety Day, so it would be a motorcycle-focused safety awareness thing. We ended up powering that down, and it was all the safety-based stuff was done by brigade level or below, and that's the intent for this year. So I know of no like installation-wide motorcycle ride as of right now. Anybody else? Okay. Next Clif 7 May. I would ask you to remember one of the reasons I asked them to talk about the recycling and the garbage is because it is PCS season coming up. And so, you know what happens when you PCS, right? You get all this stuff you don't want anymore. And so, don't leave it at the dumpster because if it's got your name on it, you can get in trouble for it. I suggest to you, if it isn't something that you want and it still has functional life, the thrift shop probably doesn't want it either. Think car bumpers and used nasty mattresses left outside. I don't know. So if you've got stuff and it's moving time and you know people, we got systems for getting rid of it, and I would ask you all to use it. Thanks everybody for your time. Anything from the front table? No? All right, appreciate your time. Hope it was worthwhile. Have a great day.